RMC is overrated. Yes, you heard me right. Now before you click off the video, let me explain. Rocky Mountain Construction is one of the most popular and prominent manufacturers in today's industry. Some might even say the best, and they are just straight wrong. What the f? RMC is good. No, it's great. But is it the best like anyone says? Well, not really. You see, there are a couple main reasons why RMC does not earn the gold medal, and I'm going to cover all of them in today's video. The first thing that you'll notice when opening up the wonderful land of RMC's catalog is their straight lack of models. They have two, technically three. You have iBox and you have the Raptor. We could just ignore the top track model because, well, it's just iBox but wooden, so just the more marketable version, and it rides like a worse version of iBox as well, so yeah, it shouldn't even count. I would put it as a subdivision of iBox if anything. Now here comes the heat and controversial opinions really start flying. The iBox and Raptor don't offer two different ride experiences. They are the same thing presented in two different ways. RMC has perfected a chemical equation to the making of their rides. Their formula is airtime plus inversions plus airtime equals elite. It's nothing special at all, and both the iBox and Raptors use this exact formula. Let's compare two coasters. You have the brand new Wonder Woman Flight of Courage and an old favorite, Hakuge. Both of them start with amazing first drops combined with ejector airtime. If you remove the dive loop out of Wonder Woman, then you have airtime hills leading up to the first inversion, the 0G stall. Coming out of the 0G stall, you have even more airtime hills on both coasters, and straight into a 0G roll, which looks to be profiled the exact same way. You then have even more airtime hills into the final brake run. If I was not a coaster enthusiast and look at these two coasters, I would say they are the exact same. I mean, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty details, the only really difference is the look. iBox has the look of a wood coaster, and the Raptor has that of a metal coaster. I mean, like it's single rail, it's quirky, some GP might think it's unique or something. Now, I can name some more differences, but these differences are my second point. What makes the Raptor different from the iBox makes the Raptors worse than the iBox. Yep, you heard me right. The Raptor model is absolute garbage.
Hey yo, what the f-
Okay, maybe I give it too much hate, but it's not the best. I would say iBox is S tier and the Raptor is B tier. The over-the-shoulder straps just ruin the whole thing for me. It interferes with the forces a lot more than the lap bar, and the constant slipping on and off my shoulder triggers my non-existent OCD. Not only that, but most Raptors come with a slight rattle. I have always thought of RMC being butter smooth, but the Raptors prove me wrong. I mean, the shakiness is ignorable, but like, it's still there. And yeah, that's my TED talk on why Raptors suck. Now back to your scheduled programming. Going back to comparing those two layouts of Wonder Woman and Hakuge, you have first drop, airtime, inversion, airtime, inversion, airtime. Do I really need to continue on? You can see how redundant their layouts are. From an outside look, I would call them uninspired and too similar. To be honest, I don't know how much of a difference there is between all the middle tier RMCs. I can see Iron Gwazi, Zadra, and Steel Vengeance somewhat standing out, but everything below that can get lumped into one category of just airtime machines. There's nothing that makes each coaster stand out, I mean, except for those three that I mentioned before, so it's really just redundant. The same force is being applied over and over again and just creates the same exact ride experience. But there are inversions. These inversions are generally rolls and stalls that are pretty much profiled the same way. They can offer some whip, but only provide a short break from all that airtime. And the thing is, RMC generally sticks with the same inversions. They are the masters of 0G stalls and 0G rolls, so a lot of their layouts have that. So yeah, RMC does not offer a diversity of forces. It's pretty much negative Gs all the way throughout the layout. Now those are pretty much the main points, but there's a couple more minor ones that I could tack on, because while we are hating on RMC, we might as well just absolutely burn it down to the ground. RMCs have low capacities. If you look at a coaster manufacturer like B&M, you're looking at capacities from the 15 to 2,000 range. If you're looking at RMC, it's in the low 1,000 range, and that is if you're running at max capacity, which it never really is. Now it's kind of unfair to compare to the capacity monster that B&M is, so we'll take a look at Intamin. Velocicoaster is 1,700 riders per hour, El Toro is 1,400, heck, King of the Caw is 1,300, so yeah, it's not that big of a difference, but it's not up to the industry standard. Another small thing is reliability. Some particular RMCs have the worst reliability I could think of. L-Rod. I mean, I don't think it's RMC's fault for Lightning Rod, but like, look at that thing. It probably was the operating coaster with the most days of closure. It just never seemed to work. I mean, Tailgers are more reliable than that. Of course it's not, but yeah, RMC, they don't do the best in the reliability department. Overall, I'm not saying RMC is bad. They are far from that. In fact, they are probably one of the top 5 manufacturers. Are they the best? No, not yet, and that is simply why they're the most overrated manufacturer. People hype up RMC for more than they actually are. They say how they are the best manufacturer by a long shot. Sure, they have mastered airtime and inversions, but have they done anything beyond that? No, not really. Intamin, Vekoma, and B&M are all very valid competitors to the top manufacturer nowadays, and I simply think RMC is not at the top yet. This can change really fast in the coming years. I mean, look at the Q&A they just had on Reddit. Besides their PR manager being an absolute legend, they have teased at a Giga already and started messing around with other ideas. By the time this video is posted, they probably announced their first T-Rex model, as they keep on teasing something will happen later this week. So the future is absolutely bright for this company. They have the infrastructure to be the best in the market. I mean, how does a 4-dimensional single rail coaster sound to you? It sounds like a not crappy version of X2, so yeah.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
There's a lot waiting to unfold. I can't wait to see what RMC goes on to make in the coming years, and maybe they will slide in for my #1 manufacturer, but right now, they just don't have the gold medal that everyone says they have. And yeah, that's all for today's video, guys, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.